Do your research, but also at the same time, make sure you're not being manipulated by someone's one bad experience. That's just not how life is. Not everyone is going to have a good experience. Not everyone who goes to Disneyland loves it. That's a great example. Thank you, brain. Been a while, been a long time, couple weeks. I know I said I'd come back not sitting, I'm back sitting, that's okay. Whole lot of things to talk about today. I'm sorry I left. Been chilling, honestly. I just decided to relax. I'm not sad. I'm good. I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy. Click a like button if you're happy because I want to... What? Hello, welcome to Dummy Codes, where we talk about coding and amongst other things. But today, I really want to address an important issue. It's about coding bootcamp. So specifically, it's about the coding bootcamp that I went to. I know. I said I would never talk about it, but here I am going to talk about it. Very unscripted, which is slightly dangerous. So again, always do your own research. But my point is, I get a lot of messages from people talking about, should I drop out of college? Should I do this? Should I do that? In terms of becoming a software developer, or, just in terms of what do you want to do with your life? And I know it's really frustrating, man. I get it. Here's a little life tip. I know a lot of you guys might just think getting a job is the end goal, but that feeling of what do I want to do with my life stays with you. I got a software engineering job and I still wonder, what am I going to do with my life? I mean, I do have plans for what I want to do with my life, but my point is you still got to make these plans for what you want to do. You can't just think that getting the job is the end goal and you're going to spend the rest of your life working for someone. And if that's your end goal, that is perfectly fine, right? Anyways, Lambda School. The Lambda School scam. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Lambda School is a scam, Lambda School is this, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I really do. But the internet is a very, como se dice, misinformed place. A lot of assumptions, a lot of different perspectives. And I know if you're doing research on should I go to a coding bootcamp, it's really weird. You're just like, why would I go to this one when I hear so many bad things about this one? The fact is, the more famous something gets, the more criticism, the more criticism it has. That's just how life is. The more views this channel started getting, the more hate I started getting. Not necessarily hate, but I just get dislikes literally 10 seconds after uploading a video. So the more attention something gets, it's just going to get disliked by people for no reason sometimes, right? Sometimes they'll dislike it for a good reason, and sometimes it's just for the sake of, I don't like this idea. So before I start criticizing Lambda School, a little background about me. I went to Lambda School, I worked for Lambda School, and I finished a curriculum. So with that being said, let me start talking about the good stuff just off the top of my head without ranting. The good stuff about Lambda School, they are very supportive. What do I mean by that? When I was going through my stuff mentally, dealing with anxiety, they let me breathe and they were like, we'll figure something out when you come back. And they did that, right? When my computer was broken, I couldn't code. They have a program where they will send you a laptop, a MacBook, or just a Windows PC, depending what you work with, to help you get through the curriculum. For free. Give it back when you're done. In terms of the mental health aspect, they take that very seriously, and they have a program to help people with their mental health issues because they understand that learning how to code in such a small amount of time and doing that much coding, working that much and being that frustrated can be unhealthy. They made sure to take initiative to actually help people with that. Don't overlook that. Their payment program, you could do 17% of your income for the first 2 years, and I think that's a good deal after you get your job, right? You get your job, you pay 17% of your income for the first 2 years. And it has a cap. It's not just like, if you get a job that pays $1 million, they're not just going to take 170 grand every year. No. What they're going to do is it has a cap, I think it caps at 30 grand. So if it reaches 30 grand, if you have a high paying job and your 17% covers it in the first year, you're done. That's the great things. Also, TLing. I got you. When you're a student, you get to be a tutor for other people once you get to a certain part of the curriculum, and that's just another learning opportunity. It's another opportunity to get better. You get to work on projects. You get to talk and get lectures from real world, software engineers, and they give you tips and help, and they're constantly improving their curriculum. I mean this by saying when I started my curriculum, and then by the time I was tutoring other people, what they were learning was different. And like, if not different, it was like damn near, it was identical, but there was just a lot of things added or removed because guess what? They ask for your opinion and they actually do something about it, right? For this scam stuff. And again, feel free to share your opinions. I understand programmers are very capable of learning things by themselves, and eventually that's just going to be your life. You're going to have to learn how to do something by yourself, right? That's why I'm starting to fall away from the self-taught programmer thing. It's not really a real title that applies to programmers because most of the time you're teaching something to yourself or someone is teaching you on the internet. Someone is always teaching you, whether it's a blog or a YouTube video, someone is always teaching you. So I don't like the self-taught title anymore. And I used to say that about myself. When you walk around saying that, oh, this is a scam because you could easily learn this by yourself. Look at this curriculum. It's so easy. Yes, but there's so many other factors that go along with that. Motivation. For example, I like to say that normal school is almost useless. Yes, you could Google everything you learn in class, but guess what? You're going to have to get your own help. Like there's a reason that the teacher isn't there just to teach you something. The teacher is there to teach you that thing 10 different ways until you get it. Hopefully, if you have a good teacher, right? The teacher is there to motivate you. The teacher is there to hold you accountable. A lot of the things that you could do for free, yeah, it's free, but it's harder for all these other reasons. The information is always going to be there. It's just about, what you do with it. For example, the cost of a boot camp, right? People don't take that as worth, what you're getting for the curriculum. What do you expect? No, really, like, what do you expect out of a bootcamp curriculum? Do you want them to hold your hand the whole time? Because that's not how the real world works, right? A lot of the times where we're given a project or, assignment, and I used to get frustrated because I was like, we didn't go over this over the lecture. But at the same time, that's the point. They give you just enough where you're supposed to do the extra work and learn how to connect the dots by yourself. And yes, they're going to be there to help you, but if you want someone to hold your hand the whole time when you're learning something, it's not going to stick. You're not going to always be in a situation at work or when you're working on your own project where the answers are right there because the YouTube tutorial told you, follow these instructions and it's going to work out perfectly. No, because each scenario is different. And that's what they try to teach. In terms of compared to like, cost should never matter when it comes to you trying to change your life and you acquiring new knowledge, right? So say this desk, right? This desk is like $600, $700 because it goes up and down. I never thought I'd pay $700 for a desk. And a lot of people might think, why would you do that? Who would spend $700 on a desk, right? To you, it's not valuable. But to me, it's valuable because it does a lot of things for me in terms of helping me with my back pain and helping me with productivity, whatever the case is. Because that's what I find important to me to be able to get my work done, right? To you, you just might look at any library chair and be able to sit in it and not deal with back pain. That's fine because to you, it's not valuable. So I'm saying it matters, but at the same time, it's just about the individual. What do they find valuable to them? A lot of people will have $100,000 in student loan debt that goes up each year because of interest for like a political science major. But again, that's because that's not valuable to me, right? Why would I do that to my life unless I'm trying to shoot for becoming the president of the United States? Like, why would I do that? I don't understand. But again, there's a lot of political science majors out there with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of debt because they find value in it. Things that people hate. I've seen a lot of criticism about, oh, Lambda school is a scam because a lot of people, like you go on Reddit and there'll be like 1 or 2 or 20 people complaining about the curriculum and how, oh, we don't get enough help or like the people who are helping us aren't educated enough. And this is one thing that I agree with in terms of Lambda school's like tutoring system. I was a tutor and there were other tutors out there. And some groups I've talked to, students from other groups with other tutors, they'd be like, my tutor doesn't do anything, doesn't help me in any type of way. And that was my biggest fear. And sometimes it's just the student just frustrated with it. I've been in that situation where you're in school and you're trying to learn something, you can't grasp it, so you're looking for something to blame, like, oh, this teacher just didn't teach it right. And sometimes it is the teacher's fault. Not all the time, though, So I'm not going to take it away. I will agree with that sometimes the help isn't there. Sometimes, especially because I've been in the background, some people just aren't as useful to students. The hiring process for tutors is easy, because it's simply how you work with other people. You know, they expect you to already know that you already have the coding knowledge. You sit in the lectures with other students, and so you can refresh yourself. But at the same time, they focus more on how you work with students, which is, I think, is more valuable than actual coding skill. A little bit, a little bit. But again, the way they make up for that weakness is by simply having, a large support structure. So there were times that I couldn't answer a student's question because I'd be like, I don't know. And I'd be very honest, but I will always say, let me go find out. Let me go get you some help, and I'll get someone smarter than me to look at it. And if they can't find out, we get more people. Point is, the student question is going to be answered regardless. And this is just me ranting, bro. All I'm trying to say is that there are always going to be good and bad things about everything. That's just a fact of life. There's always going to be positives about everything. This camera, this microphone, everything always has a positive and a negative. So if you're looking to join a boot camp, please, please, please do your research. But also at the same time, make sure you're not being manipulated by someone's one bad experience. That's just not how life is. Not everyone is going to have a good experience. Not everyone who goes to Disneyland loves it. That's a great example. Thank you, brain. But the point is, you do the research to find out what's going to work best for you with your timeline, with your resources, with where you are mentally. But point is, just because something doesn't work out for you right away, don't call it a scam. That's such a stupid thing to do. And I'm not even talking about just Lambda School, because again, I want to make it clear, they don't pay me anymore. The only time they paid me is when I tutored for them. They don't pay me to tell me these things. I stop myself from talking about Lambda School because there's always going to be that one person who thinks I'm getting paid by them. But hey, I'm going to make it clear because y'all asked for it. I'm not getting paid. All right. I wish it'd be like, hey, Larry, school's free. I wish. But that's not the case. I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. We're coming with new videos. I'm just chilling right now. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of surprises coming. I'm excited. I hope y'all have a good day. This has been a 17-minute video. Jesus Christ. Goodbye.